Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Market Psychology 101, where we practice conditioning our minds to find value where there's fear and to be cautious where there's greed. If you find anything I say today to be helpful, please consider liking and subscribing. We are going to look at today some Bitcoin miner stocks. Yes, you can get Bitcoin miner stocks. There are some cryptos you can also get depending on what stock platform you use. If you use a common one like Robinhood, you can get some of these miner stocks. You can get certain cryptos like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Chainlink. Anyways, today we're going to take a look at the miner stocks. And finbold.com says that BlackRock is a major shareholder in 4 of the 5 largest Bitcoin miners. I've seen this information elsewhere too, so I'm guessing it's legit. And as we scroll down, here are the 5 largest Bitcoin miners, and BlackRock has a stake in 4 of them. Does it say which one they are? I'm not sure it does, but, or maybe they have part of all 5, but we have RIOT, Marathon, CIFR, HUT, and TeraWulf. And the reason this is a big deal, excuse me, is because BlackRock is the world's largest asset manager. They have something like $11 trillion on their books. Them and Vanguard are the biggest. So we're going to take a look at the technicals of RIOT, Marathon, CIFR, HUT, and TeraWulf. When was this article written? A little bit ago, August 28th. We're getting close to December. So let's take a look at the technicals. Let me sip my coffee here and see what we got. So first, let's start out with RIOT. This is RIOT, and as we take a look, you can see here it peaked at the end of the bull market in 2017 with Bitcoin. The altcoins peaked in early January, so this peaked with Bitcoin both times. Dipped with the market. This looks very similar to Bitcoin. Now, it didn't do the whole double top thing, but it did peak both times. As you can see, it's ranging here, kind of finding some, I'd say, average value, and you can see that reflected on the RSI. This is on the long term. That right now it's an average buy. If you believe in Bitcoin and crypto and you believe it can run up, I would say this isn't a horrible investment if there is to be a mega bull run in 5 years. Let's take a look at some of the shorter time frames. So in the 1 year, again, we're kind of in the middle. We're at 12. When we were back in January, it was at 3, and we were at high as 20. So that's a difference of 17. You split 17, that's 8.5. If you go 8.5 down, 11.5 is the average, and we're right around there. So when things are in the middle, I wouldn't buy or DCA in personally unless this was something I very strongly believe in. Right now, it's just an average price. I usually like to wait for things to be within 10 or 20% if I really like it of a yearly low. The one danger with that, with crypto, is if you do believe in the 4-year cycle and that things are going to just keep going up, then maybe you do want to add to your position. Let's take a look at the other ones. Marathon Holdings. So RIOT and Marathon are the two biggest. Marathon, MARA. So you just go up here. You can click stocks or all, not crypto. Marathon Digital Holdings. Looks very similar. Looks very, very similar. If we go back, what was it doing in 2017? That's interesting. That 2016, it was really high, dipped, peaked with the bull run, and then this one actually did a double top, more similar to Bitcoin. RSI is in the middle. Right now, it's been climbing. Here we got double tap of the RSI in the oversold region. So right there would have been a juicy time to buy. when it was down at 7. Right now it is at 11, and it's been as high as 19. So you can take 19 minus 7, that's 12. Okay, that's the total between the two. Split the difference, 6. 19 minus 6, that's 13. So we're a little bit under the halfway point for this. Everything I said about RIOT stands for this one. So it's just kind of right there in the middle. Let's take a look. Right now we have the indicator on it. It shows if it's been overbought, oversold. Right now it's just in the middle. I'm curious what the volume is showing. So it just broke above this volume band. Maybe it's going to come back down, but it's showing that this will be a big one for it up here at the 18-19 mark. With the RSI nearly topping out with this much left, will it get here? Maybe. I've seen that before where it'll peak, something will get around here, it'll go down, kind of retest, and then it'll double peak and then boom, shoot up. Not saying that's going to happen, but I have seen that happen before. Let's take a look at CIFR, CIFR. CIFR mining. So here it's looking at the lower range of slightly lower range of the RSI as well as the volume support bands. No data really before 2021. So this one's newer. Here we had many taps on the lower RSI. Me personally, I would have bought in if I did around here. That would have been 85 cents. Right now, it is at 269. Let's take a look at the 1 year. So 1 year, we were as low as 40 cents, and we've been as high as 540. So that's a difference of 5. Split it, 2.5. We're 2.5 down. We're right in the middle. With the volume resistance, with what it's been doing, it has looked. We could probably see this if we shorten the time frame. Yeah, that's a lot of lines. It's going to make me dizzy. But the point is that here. Let me get rid of this thing. Too much going on. The point is that if you lower the time frame in the 1 year, we're a bit up. We're kind of in the middle. In the 6 month, we're kind of low. So if you do your research and you like CIFR, and because it has lower, I'm sure it has a lower market cap. Yeah, its market cap is about a third, half to a third of what the RIOT and Marathon ones are. This one might be worth taking a stab at, but it, as always, guys, do your own research. See if it really is worth it. I can make a comparison with a lot of the EV technology stocks coming out. Some are doing really well, some aren't. If you are able to hit on a low cap winner, sure, your gains can 10x, whatever, but it's higher risk, high reward. I rather take a safer play that might 3x, which is amazing, rather than a risky play where it'll 10x and then you lose your money. That's just me. But if you do your research and you like CIFR, maybe you could take a stab at that. Let's take a look at HUT. 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 HUT 8 Mining Corp. Looks similar to CIFR, doesn't it? Here we have a recent tap on the RSI. If you like this, I like the technicals of that, where it's at right now. That we had these double taps on the RSI, and it is still in that range, that value. I wonder how far back does this one go? Okay, so it went through the dips of March 2020, and it actually went higher on the second run-up that Bitcoin had. The other ones peaked around the first. Was it RIOT? Didn't have the double top, just had the first. Marathon, I believe, had the two. This one went higher in the second. The way this looks, I'm curious. If we take a look at the pi cycle, yeah, I thought so. So here is showing a pi cycle high where you could have sold. If you would have bought down here, something around 80 cents and sold up here, that would have been a 10x. And yeah, it went higher. But guys, we don't have to be greedy. Yeah, it's almost a difference of, 10x to 20x. If I see that pi cycle high, I will never say no to a 10x. And here it was saying it was at its low of 205. And right now we're beneath the pi cycle low. Here's even lower. So as far as the technicals go, this is one I would strongly consider doing research on it. And if the research led me to believe that this thing has a chance, I might personally throw 50, $100 at it. Because if that can 5x, 10x, why not? It's not a bad investment. Would I take the risk of throwing 1,000 or more at it? I would have to really like the research. And guys, when you do research, please read and consider the positives as much as the negatives. Sometimes we want to believe so bad that something can make us rich. But again, market psychology 101, what we try to do here is to condition ourselves to be cautious when there's greed. And that goes for us too. If we are feeling greedy and excited, I want you to be a contrarian and your own devil's advocate. Last one, TeraWulf. WULF. TeraWulf. So this one's below the pi cycle lines. Here it showed a couple pi cycle lows at about a buck, and right now it's at $1.26. So before the last bull run, pi cycle low, March 2020, COVID times. So that's going to be around November, the second peak. Didn't peak on the first one, peaked on the second one. Got as high as 43. So we're talking about dang near a 40x. Might you take a flyer on TeraWulf? So guys, as we're looking at the technicals here, the ones that you can get the most value on are the ones with the lowest market cap. TeraWulf and HUT. Those seem to have the most upside. TeraWulf right now, its market cap is 300 million. So if we believe this can 40x, so you take 300 million, if you do 300 times 4, that's 1.2 billion in market cap. At a zero, that's 12 billion. You would have to believe and see evidence that TeraWulf can get to a 12 billion market cap in order to go 40x. Okay, you see how we did that there? The 3 times 4, that's 1.2. Add a 0 for the 40, 12 billion. So just looking at these charts, I would do some research on TeraWulf and HUT. I'd do some research to see, hey, is there any chance these could go up by a lot? Of course, research these as well. And guys, if it seems more of a sure thing that, RIOT or a Marathon with 3x, this is just me. None of this is financial advice. You do you. This is just my opinion. But I might, let's say I had $1,000 and I was going to put it into miners. And I might put in a higher percentage of that money into the ones I researched that feel like more of a sure thing, and then put less money, I would call it gambling money, on the lower ones. Now, maybe you're going to do some research on the stock, and the stock, you believe this company has good leadership, they don't have too much debt, their earnings are good, all that sort of stuff. Maybe you see find a diamond in the rough. And you're like, you know what? I'm going to increase my investment into there. Great, great. But again, do your own research. And these are the minor stocks: RIOT, Marathon, CIFR, HUT, and TeraWulf. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Just remember, none of this is financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. I'm not even a trader. Everything I say is just my opinion. And we are using market psychology to try to find value where there's fear and to be cautious where there's greed. So this is for the new or medium to low risk investors into crypto and stocks. If you're just looking to dip your toes into the market, I think my channel might be good for you. I don't want to tell you guys, I'm not here to tell you what to buy, but I'm trying to help coach you on how to be cautious, things that you can look at to make sure that you are making safer investments. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed today's content. You all have a great weekend.